Hi, I'm RD Weis. When people started talking about sustainability many years ago, I thought back to when I was a kid growing up. That word wasn't in our vocabulary, but we did a remarkable job of having a sustainable lifestyle and being responsible citizens to make sure that we didn't waste too many of our resources unnecessarily. One example I remember as a kid growing up that I think is symbolic of where we've come in today's culture is when my mother used to make a sandwich for me to go to school, she wrapped it in a bread wrapper many times that came off the loaf of bread that we'd had the week before. When I came home from school, I emptied out my lunchbox and the bread wrapper was used the next day and the next day and the next day because we valued that item as something tangible. It wasn't a throwaway. Things like paper towels, when I was growing up, weren't really around. People used a cloth that they washed and reused. So somehow, I think as we've become more sophisticated and as society has evolved, we have let convenience become our enemy in many cases. So much of what we do is for convenience. We think nothing of going into a convenience store on a whim and buying a bottle of water. And statistics show that something like 50,000 barrels of oil per day are required just to make the bottled water bottles. And that's an extraordinary number. And you have to ask yourself, is that really necessary? And why are we such creatures of convenience that we can't plan ahead and use a reusable container? Boiling all this down, though, to the workplace is no easy task. It's not easy to turn everything around and become the green company you want to be. At RD Weis, we've done many initiatives to be a greener company and more sustainable. We've downsized our fleet of trucks. We're doing less faxing and printing than ever. We're encouraging our associates to not print out things and archive them in their computers to save there. We use software to map how we get to and from our jobs with our service vehicles. So we're very aware, not only is it a good thing to do for the earth, but it's certainly a good thing to do for our bottom line. On the product side of our business, one of the frontiers that is yet to be fully exploited is how maintenance of interior assets can really drive sustainability more than firms worrying about how much recycled content's in a product or what the mission statement around sustainability is of the manufacturer. If they would look at the asset that they purchase as something they want to keep forever and build a strategy, usually a maintenance and care strategy around keeping that asset in place, that's really green living. That's really being sustainable. I'm sure all of you who view this are thinking in your own lives of how convenience has crept in and how convenience might be the enemy of sustainability. I would encourage you, as RD Weis does, to look at each and every purchase you make, how it's packaged, how it's presented, and think about, is there a better way to do it? And think about, in your homes, at the grassroots level, ways you can live a greener lifestyle. I would encourage anybody watching this film who wants to send a note to us with an idea to do so. My email address is rdweis@rdweis.com. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what other great ideas and stories are out there. Thank you.